Overnight, Russian missiles and drones struck deep into central Ukraine, killing civilians once again. In Kryvyi Rih, regional authorities say 2 elderly residents were killed when Russian projectiles hit residential areas. A 77-year-old man and a 72-year-old woman died. Another woman was wounded. Several buildings were damaged in the attack. Kryvyi Rih lies nearly 80 kilometers from the front line and is the hometown of Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky. Despite its distance from active combat zones, the city has been repeatedly targeted since Russia launched its full-scale invasion in February 2022. Further south, in Zaporizhzhia, Ukrainian officials say a separate Russian drone strike killed 3 people late Tuesday. 2 others were injured. A building and multiple vehicles were set ablaze as emergency crews rushed to contain the fires. At the same time, Russia reported being hit itself. In southern Russia's Adygea Republic, near the city of Krasnodar, regional authorities say a Ukrainian drone attack injured 11 people. Footage filmed by a local official shows damage to a residential building and a parking area, with flames tearing through the site. Back in Ukraine's capital, the war is being fought not just in the air, but beneath frozen ground. As Russian strikes continue to hit energy infrastructure, workers from Ukraine's largest power provider are racing against time and extreme winter conditions to restore electricity in Kyiv. Frozen soil is slowing repairs, forcing crews to use heavy hydraulic tools instead of excavators. Every delay risks plunging more homes into darkness during sub-zero temperatures. Despite the cold and constant danger, crews say stopping is not an option.
Нагрузки на сеті збільшилися і кабеля можуть не витримувати просто нагрузки. Якщо одне ТП пошкодилося, прильот чи, ви самі розумієте, війна в нас зараз. Тому на тимчасове навантаження можуть переносити на другу підстанцію, тобто нагрузка на неї збільшується. Ну і кабеля можуть не витримувати. Погодні умови ви бачите зараз, які ґрунт промерзший, страшно, екскаватор може навіть не тягнути його. Тобто підключається гідромолот, і розкопка ускладнюється, і час, звісно ж, збільшується. Ну, взагалі, два ремонти десь виходить в день. Це при ідеальних умовах.
Пошкоджуються кабельні лінії, їх треба ремонтувати, щоб у людей було світло. Ми цим займаємось, не дивлячись ні на що, ні на мороз, ні на день-ніч. Працюємо і вдень, і вночі, бо треба відновлювати електропостачання людям.
As the strikes continue, Germany has issued one of its strongest condemnations yet. Berlin says Russia's attacks on civilian targets and energy infrastructure during the coldest winter of the war amount to war crimes, accusing Moscow of deliberately trying to wear Ukraine down in violation of international humanitarian law. Russia, meanwhile, says it is making battlefield gains. In a statement, the Russian Defense Ministry claimed advances across multiple fronts, reporting hundreds of Ukrainian troop casualties, destroyed armor, artillery, ammunition depots, and electronic warfare systems, figures that could not be independently verified. Moscow also said it struck Ukrainian energy facilities used for military purposes and intercepted dozens of missiles and hundreds of drones. As both sides trade strikes and claims, civilians on both sides of the border are paying the price, with lives lost, cities damaged, and power grids pushed to the brink in the depths of winter. The war, now entering another brutal phase, shows no sign of slowing.
A night of explosions stretched across southern Russia as air defenses raced to stop a massive drone assault. As Ukrainian drones and Russian air defense missiles lit up the skies over Russia. Russia's defense ministry says 75 Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicles were intercepted overnight across multiple regions. This includes the Black Sea and the Azov Sea. According to Moscow, most drones were shot down over the Krasnodar region, with others intercepted over Oryol, Rostov, Crimea, Astrakhan, Bryansk, Kursk, Voronezh, and coastal waters. One drone strike broke through defenses in the Republic of Adygea, slamming into a high-rise apartment building and injuring 13 people, including 2 children.
Between 11 p.m. Moscow time on January 20th, 8 p.m. GMT, and 7 a.m. Moscow time on January 21st, 4 a.m. GMT, on-duty air defenses destroyed 75 fixed-wing Ukrainian UAVs, 45 over the Krasnodar region, 9 over the Oryol region, 3 each in the Rostov region and the Republic of Crimea, 2 each over the regions of Astrakhan, Bryansk, and Kursk, 1 over the Voronezh region, 7 over the Black Sea waters, and 1 over the Sea of Azov.
9 of the wounded were hospitalized, 2 were transferred to Krasnodar for treatment, and officials declared a district-level state of emergency. Authorities say there were no life-threatening injuries, but residents were evacuated as inspections began and temporary shelters were opened at a nearby resort complex. The blast damaged dozens of vehicles, burning at least 15 cars and damaging 25 more in the parking area below the building. In the Krasnodar territory, drone debris, including a live warhead, fell near an apartment block in Afipsty, forcing evacuations for demining operations. Officials also reported damage to outbuildings in nearby villages as emergency crews secured impact sites. In the Oryol region, drone strikes damaged fuel and energy facilities, shattered windows, and disrupted electricity and water supplies in several districts. Regional authorities say power and water have since been fully restored, with no casualties reported. Investigators have opened formal inquiries into the attacks as emergency services continue operations across affected regions. The overnight strikes mark one of the widest drone engagements over Russian territory in recent months, underscoring the expanding reach of the war beyond the front lines. Meanwhile, in Ukraine, a conflict amid a conflict is slowly taking place. An anticipated rift between the country's Air Force command and the president is now visible. Earlier, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that the performance of the Air Force against the Shaheds is unsatisfactory.
The performance of the Air Force against the Shaheds is unsatisfactory. We have interceptors, significant forces are engaged, mobile fire groups, F-16s are available, but the organization of Air Force operations must be different. We reviewed this situation separately with the Minister of Defense. Conclusions will be drawn. I spoke with our delegation, Rustem Umarov, Kirilo Budanov, and David Arakhamia. They are actively working with the American side, working with European representatives on potential meetings and support packages. Air defense missiles are needed daily. Weapons are needed daily. Equipment for recovery and reserves is needed daily. If the Davos format delivers this, real results for Ukraine, Ukraine will be represented there. No one needs empty politics or talks with no results. As of this evening, more than 1 million consumers in Kyiv alone are without electricity. A significant number of buildings are without heat, more than 4,000 apartment blocks. All efforts must be directed toward easing the situation. Government officials must put forward non-linear proposals on how to protect lives and reorganize operations, how to support our people, how to support businesses.